Welcome to the second edition of Drive-Thru Review. I'm going to be reviewing Famiglia. It's a card game from Friedman Freeze. He's the designer of Power Grid and several other games. And this is a two-player card game. It takes about 30 minutes. It's really fun. It has a lot of different mechanics to it. It's got some deck building, some hand management, lots of interaction. It's got a very sort of Reiner Knizia quality to it without, being a clone by any means. I just wanted to give you a quick little fun tidbit about the game. All of the cards actually form a sort of a puzzle. You can kind of see that all the backgrounds run into each other, and they form one big image, which is kind of fun. So not only is it a game, it also doubles as a puzzle. Here, and you can see that there are four colors in the game. There's blue, green, red, and yellow, and I'll kind of zoom over here on the red one. You can see that they are sort of a pyramid scheme. All the colors are the same. There's 5 zeros, 4 ones, 3 twos, 2 threes, and a 4. Obviously the 4s are more powerful, also worth more points in this case, and then down from there. Okay, so in this game, you're basically trying to acquire greater and greater mafiosos or criminals into your organization. Now everybody starts off with the same starting hand. Everybody starts off with 1 0 of each color. And from there, you're trying to use all of the guys that are in your hand as well as ones that you will add to your deck or your sort of tableau, let's say, sort of like San Juan or Race for the Galaxy or some game like that. You'll build a little tableau in front of you that you can interact with in addition to your hand. So you're going to use these guys to try and get the higher guys. So this is a level 4 green. You can see he's worth 10 points. And the top number is his level and the bottom number is his points. Now all of the cards have a little symbol here in the middle. So the green guys will have a symbol like this, and the blue guys will have this little symbol with the little finger there. And the yellow guys will have a little bat and a negative number. Now the red guys don't have any symbols. You can see there's nothing there in the middle. But the thing about the red guys is they're worth more points than an equal leveled player or a mafioso. So this level 2 blue guy, he's got this ability, which I'll explain later. And he doesn't have ability, but he's worth 6 and he's worth 3. So you can see there's a little bit of a trade-off there. Now there are a lot of different strategies you can kind of go for, and it'll definitely change as the environment changes. So that's a little bit about the cards. So to start the game, you deal out 6 cards in the center, and I've bunched them up here just to keep them in focus, and then you'll start your play. So what can you do here? Well, you can do a couple of things. You can try to capture one of these characters here, or you can bury one and try to pull out more cards. But if there's a 0 out here, then you at least have to take something. You don't have to take the 0, but you've got to try to take something. And in this case, I've just started off the game and I can't take anybody. So let's just suspension of disbelief. I'm going to take the 0. Okay? So now I've got 2 0 yellows in my hand because I had one to start with. My opponent's taken his turn. Now it's my turn. What do I want to do? Well, I can do 2 things at this point. Since there is no 0 out here, I don't have to take a card if I don't want to. And this is a really key aspect of the game, and one of the things that I really like about it. So I can take a card, and I will explain that in just a second. But let's say that I wanted to bury this guy. And there's 2 reasons I might want to bury him. And he will come up later, but if I felt that my opponent had a better chance of getting him, maybe on his next turn or maybe 2 turns down the road, then I would want to bury him to get him out of play for a little while. The other reason I want to bury him is because I want to see more cards. Now, when you discard a card, you just put them over here, and you draw the number of cards equal to their power. So he's worth a 4, so I'm going to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I did that. Now, in the first round, you can keep doing that as many times as you want, as long as there's no 0. Now there's a 0, somebody's got to clear that before anybody can do the discard action. Now, how do you capture a guy in the game? What you need to do is you need to get two colors of equal value, in this case zeros, and grab the same color but the next value up. So I can grab this level 1 guy. And that is the only way to capture a guy. Now, some of these abilities of the other cards in the game will help you do that. So for demonstration's sake, I'm going to grab him. So what is the actual mechanic of grabbing it? So what you do is you play these two, and you've got to play one down in front of you. You can see I've built up a little tableau already. You play him down in front of you, and then you take the card that you're capturing and one of the other cards you used, they go back right into your hand. So you lose a card, but you still get to keep one, and then he goes immediately to your hand. Okay, so now let's talk about the abilities, the real kind of focal point of the game. So let's look at the yellow guys first. So the yellow guy, he lets us do a -1. So this is one of the ways that we can break the rules of the basic way to capture the characters like I spoke of before. So let's see what's out there. So I've got a level 2 blue. Well, in my hand, all I've got is two level 0 blues. Well, I can capture this level 1, that's fine, because remember I've got two of level 0s, and you can capture one of the same color above. But if I play this one, and I'll play him directly to my tableau, targeting this guy, I will knock him down one level. See, now he actually becomes a level 1 blue. So I play him down, and I drop one of my level 0 blues here, and then capture that. So now I've cheated the rules, and it is a Mafia game, so I guess cheating is appropriate. And I've grabbed him early. So that's what the blue guys are for. You can see this guy is -4. So I can knock any of these guys down. If I played this guy on the level 4 red, it would knock him immediately to be a level 0, and I could just pull him up. Okay, that's the yellow guys. How do the blue guys work? Okay, well, I've got a blue in my hand. Now, you've noticed that every time I play a card or capture a card, I'm losing cards in my tableau down here. Well, you're going to, and I've done this several times, is where you kind of get into a state where your hand's very small and you can't do a whole lot, and you're burning through a bunch of the cards in the center row there. And so how would you get to use them again? Because they don't really go into a deck like a Dominion or Ascension or something like that. They go into my messy tableau at this time. And so a way to get them back is if you get a blue guy, you can play him for his power. And this one says I can discard up to 2 cards from my hand. So let's say I didn't want these 2 zeros. They were worthless to me. I discard these 2 and then play him down. And then I could go and grab, let's say, this green guy, and I wanted to use this red guy. So now I've pulled those back up. And these are very important cards in the game. If you get one, now I've wasted the one blue guy, now I need another blue guy to get him back. So blue guys are very important. They help you cycle back through your tableau. So that way, maybe I played this bat the last turn. I need to get him back to try to play something else. And so they're very, very key. And, a new player, I've done it in games where I've overlooked it and either had too many blue cards in my hand or not enough. And then the last thing is the green characters. So what a green guy can do is, I've got a couple in my hand here. So he can act as a level 1 green, but he can also act as a level 0 of any color. So that's signified by the center icon there. This guy can act as a level 0 through a level 2 of any color. So basically it's one level below their actual power that they can act as. So if I wanted to get, let's see, so we can see there's a level 3 red character out here in the center. Let me adjust the camera. Well, you need what? 2 level 2 reds to get this level 3 red. I don't have that, but I've got a level 2 red and this green, which I can play. So what I'll do is I'll put this out and I'll play it down. And since I have to only drop 1 to my tableau, I'll drop that red, this wild card to go back to my hand. So the green guys are powerful, right? Because you can keep reusing them, and then he'll go into my hand, and that's basically the game. Okay, now that I've told you a little bit about how the game works, let me tell you why I like it. I really like this game. I've played it a lot in the last week or so. I played it with a lot of different types of folks, and they've liked it to varying degrees. Um, this game has a lot going for it. It's simple, it's quick, there's a lot of interaction. It makes you kind of, it's a slight brain burn, but it's not too bad. It's more about the interaction with the other player. There's a lot of deck building ish mechanics to it. You get the cards out, you put them in your tableau, and then you're trying to reuse them again when you're using the blue characters. And but it's got a sort of an edge on just a basic deck building aspect to it. It's what's in your hand is very important. You don't just pull your hand up and then dump it and do autopilot, after the first 5 minutes of the game. If anything, it's sort of the reverse. The first couple minutes of the game, you're burning cards, you're grabbing the zeros, and you're kind of seeing like, which colors people are sort of going towards. And then the decisions become more and more and more. And the designer said it in one of the videos. There is you start off with very few decisions, and then they're exploding, and that's the truth. That's how the game works. And like I said, it's the interaction of the center row is also nice because you're watching how your opponent's going, which colors they're going for. Oh, they just grabbed the level 2 red, and I think they grabbed one about 5 minutes ago. So I better bury this 3, even though I don't really need to. I can get a card. I don't really need to see any other new cards, but I better get this one out of the way and hope some good stuff comes up if I've been, paying attention. Another aspect of the center row is the game ends when you go through the deck twice. So as you're in that second go around, you can try to speed up the pace of the game if you like, and blow through some cards. Because as soon as that last card comes out in the tableau or in the not the tableau, the second row of the deck, the center row, then the game immediately ends. So there's a little bit of a pacing there back and forth. There's just a lot of cool little aspects, and it's so simple. It's just numbers going up and down, and the theme, whatever. The theme's fine with me. It's a pyramid scheme, and your little level 1 weenie guy hits him with a bat. He can only mess him up so much, but the level 4 brute can come in and hit the boss, and you can just get the boss with that. And it does fit. I think the theme does fit. There's one thing I think uh, deck building games and maybe Euros in general, kind of getting on a soapbox here, but they could take from this in that, yeah, games are puzzles to be solved, but they're also puzzles that should, not always, but should be different every time, and it should matter what the other player is doing. Not did they build a better engine. And it has its place. And don't get me wrong, I like those kind of games. And I love a lot of those games. But I like that little level of interaction in there where I'm not just building my engine trying to race the other guy or whatever. I'm also need to be aware and cognizant of what he's doing and paying attention to him because he is sitting in front of me. He's not sitting online across the world just doing his thing, and I hope I do my thing better. It's he's sitting right there, and I need to be paying attention to what he's doing and at paying attention to the environment as a whole, in the center row. So that's something I really like about this game. This isn't right. I love Dominion, but this is Dominion for $7 and for 2 players, and it's great. And I just, go out and get it, pick it up, $7, can't go wrong.